Uh, I would like to put my slide on the screen, and let me check the names here. Oh, now I can see. Hello everyone. Ilgar, VJ, Alan, Christian, Aziz, Vivek. I was talking with Vivek. Oh, Tanya Khan. Oh, good evening. Hello. Oakley, Arzu, everyone, it's full. The room is crowded today, as
So
always. But
yeah, so we
good to see.
have at least so far 13 people, as far as I can see, attendees plus the team. Okay, I stopped sharing. I should be on the video as well now. I hope you can see me. Thank you so much for being here with us today. There's a chat button that looks like a speech balloon at the bottom of your screens. Make sure you check what's going on there, and also go to that window if you need to make a comment or ask a question during the session. Does everyone, to start, if you can just confirm that you can see me and hear me well, I would appreciate that. You can, Cristiano?
Yes.
Great.
It's
Thank you
all
so
good,
much.
and I think I thank you for the invitation, and I think that the microphone, the sound is better right now because it was far away from me.
Okay. So let's see here. Thank you so much again. We have Cristiano Galvao here today. I will present him in a minute. I have a few things to just share with you before the meeting starts. My chat window is a bit slow, so I'm not being able to see everything at the moment, but that's fine. We'll get there. Thank you so much. And again, we are live from Toronto and different places of the world. Cristiano is with us in Brazil, São Paulo, and we have people here from different places. I will greet you and say hi once I am able to see the chat, because I cannot see it properly now. It's slow, my machine. I wanted to take the opportunity before we start to talk about the course Excel Tips by the Experts. Most of you might have heard of it already, but for those who might have not heard, it will be available only up tomorrow. Let me share my screen. This is a course that was created by the initiative of Paula Guilfoyle in Ireland, together then with Alan Murray and Oz, who she invited to help her with this project. And then they all got different people from all over the world, different Excel experts, to each one create a lesson on a topic. So they ended up creating this course, which is not really, let's say, a course in terms of a structured course, but it's a collection of awesome tips. All kinds of, this is in fact my page, my course. I just started. There's courses about everything here that you can see, for all types of Excel skills. There's contribution from people that you know for sure from different areas of Excel, and experts that you probably follow on different channels online. It's something that you should not miss. It's only $10 or $20 if you want to contribute with more, a greater amount. And this will, the entire revenue will go towards GOAL, which is an organization that helps people in disadvantaged communities. And at the moment, they are focused on helping them fighting COVID-19. If for the first world, let's call it like that, countries, it's already a big challenge to deal with this virus. We cannot imagine for sure what this will be for other people. So the link is here. I will put the link on the chat soon, and for sure, anytime, still today or tomorrow, you will be able to still purchase the course. It's only until tomorrow that it's available for purchase. Then tomorrow it will close, and people will have 6 months to enjoy the course. Okay, so that's it. That thing is message is delivered. And just before we start, I also wanted to explain a little bit about what the group is about. This group started a year ago. If you, all the attendees can turn off your videos, except Cristiano, of course. Turn off your video and microphones. I think it will help us all with the internet connection. So, like I was saying, the group was founded just a year ago. We commemorated our first anniversary last week. We just had a small change in the team. Abdul, who was with us for 1 year, just left the team to attend other higher priority projects that he has on hands. We do thank him for all his work, and we appreciate that, and we wish him the best for his projects and endeavors and his professional and personal lives. And so at the moment, there's 3 of us, Vivek Patel. Vivek, if you want to say hi, I don't know, you are out there, I know,
it's all
helping
good
with the chat.
Okay.
And Dick, he's also there. If you want to say hi, Dick, he's also helping with the questions and the participants.
Hi, Dick.
Hi, thank you so much. So they help me with coordinating the events, and I'm in charge of scheduling and posting online and all that, connecting with people. And this is all voluntary work that all of us do, including all the presenters that come here. And our purpose just to give back to the community what we also receive every day. Every time we need something, we want to learn, every time we need help with finding a solution to a challenge in Excel or any other tool, we go online and we find free content. So this is a way for us to also give back and help other people who might be starting, or even if they are not starting. Every time there's something new for all of us to learn from each other. So this is just a space, another space that we have to join the community and have people have a space to people to connect and to share knowledge and experiences and even create some connections and friendship. So thank you so much again for being here. Okay, it's getting late. It's more than time to start the show. Cristiano, I don't know where to start because you have so much going on, so many projects that I don't even know which one is more relevant because they are all so good. I'm just going to mention a few, and then please feel free to share your screen and to tell us what you came here to teach us today, and tell us about yourself first and all the nice things that you are doing. So Cristiano has a YouTube channel called Excel Turbo. You can find him there. There's nice content there. He also is the founder of one of the most interesting and important Excel events in Latin America, Excel Weekend. The Excel Weekend just the beginning of this year was in the 6th edition, a very successful and vibrant event. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed being there. In January, he has his consulting business with GENECSIS, his company. He is a LinkedIn instructor with several courses published on LinkedIn in Portuguese. And he is a technical reviewer of different Excel books, including Bill Gellen's books in Portuguese. So I don't know. And this, I think, is just the iceberg tip. So the stage is yours, Cristiano. Thank you so much for spending the time. I know you have a busy life running all these projects.
Thank you.
Take the stage and the microphone and let us know about you and what you came here to teach us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Celia, for invitation. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. Celia, I'm sharing the link with Ligia just in case you see something there to allow to enter. It's maybe Ligia.
Should be able to join.
It's the same link, right? That you sent me.
Same link for everyone.
Okay, I suppose my camera is good. I cannot see myself bigger like you, but I think it's okay. Let me share my screen here.
Yeah, so just to let people know, sorry to interrupt you, how Teams works. It's a little bit different, and I know, Cristiano, you are used to high-tech applications when it comes to streaming and coordinating lives. So Teams is not well, it's different. So Teams decides who shows up on screen. If everyone, Paco, for example, he's showing on the screen. If you can turn off your videos, because that helps with internet connection, while also keeping the microphones off, that would be great. And Teams is kind of self-sufficient deciding what shows up. So if nothing is being shared, like now your video is the only one, and mine, for me, mine is showing little at the bottom and yours is showing big. Maybe for you shows the other way around. But when you start sharing, we will see your content. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
It's different from the other day, but that's okay. Let me share my PowerPoint here. I suppose you can see the announcement. It's okay?
We can. Well, it's coming up now.
The cover, the art cover of the announcement.
Of the event, yes.
So let's start talking a little bit of things that Celia was already telling about me. This is not to read one by one, but I would like just to say that my education, my background is mostly on IT, on computer science, since a long time ago in the associate degree. I was really young here, but now recently I started to study more things not so technical, like marketing, and mostly because of the Excel weekends that I will be talking about a little bit as well. Excel weekend was a game changer for me and for other people that I know, and I'm very lucky to be around so amazing people there. I'm also LinkedIn learning instructor, and I have been doing some workshops on Microsoft Store in New York. Now I'm talking from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, but I was living in New York for a while, and I was attending to events and also giving some lessons there. Just not called meetups, but it's the same pleasure of unite people around Excel that we love so much. This is not only about Excel Weekend, but about the beginning of this research of the subject that we are going to talk today or tonight. When we started to design, Ligia and me started to design this edition, it's important to say that it happened in January of this year, before the lockdowns, before the pandemic to be a pandemic, as we know today. So we were lucky to have the edition without any change in the agenda, and or it wasn't necessary to be postponed like other events that we know, like the Global Excel Summit, for example, that I will be talking, and Celia as well. So this event was this year before the lockdown, and when we started to design, we had two things to count before to put my name in the agenda. Ligia told me that I should be talking of something that nobody told before, and I will need to be talking with another person that I'm going to show here on the other screen. So I was talking with an MVP of Azure IoT, that is Internet of the Things, and my job was to discover how to connect the data, the devices inside Excel to bring data. So this is some of the secret ingredients that we have in Brazil in our event that may be very different from another countries. We are a very warm people, and it was huge. Since from beginning, people start to do networking, and Celia was there as well. This is my presentation. As you can see, close to the computer, we have some devices there, some sensors, and today I'll be talking about one of them. At my side is Vivian Heinrichs, which is the MVP of IoT. There on the screen, while we show some pictures of the Excel weekend, I can start to talk about the data streaming, because this is the slide that we can find the same image on the Microsoft website. So we have there an example of a robotic hand. It's like a glove, and that device is connected on the hand, can capture the movements of the fingers and then transport the data to an Excel workbook. That things on the computer is Excel, just more beautiful than my spreadsheets. Let me show you. Oh, this is Ligia. Ligia is my partner in Business in Life, and she is the co-organizer of the event. Here we have the crowd, and also famous people here at the left side using a red jacket. Celia Alves from Canada, from Portugal, from the world. And then we have Alessandro Trovato, is an MVP of Excel in Brazil, a very cool guy. And then the other person after the second is Carlos Otero from Microsoft, which is the principal program manager of the development team of Excel. He was there talking and also watching all the lessons. Then me, Celia, and Carlos Otero, we had some great
Both
moments.
admiring you so much. Did you see our tender look to you?
Yes, yes. I am trying to remember what exactly I was talking about, because it was so much more than today. I don't stop to talk when I'm very happy and involved in something that I like Excel, for example. So I start to talk, and then I was doing that in the middle of the event. But this is a very cool picture that I like to keep with myself, because I have a person at my side who is from another country and another person from another country as well. And this is the kind of connection that Excel is bringing to me since maybe 10 years ago, but now it's becoming stronger. My network is expanding thanks to Excel. So you guys here are part of this as well, and I'm very happy and proud to be here. And this is another memorable. No, this is cool. But just to not consume all the time, you can find more about this on the excelweekend.com, because we have the .com.br that is in Portuguese, but we have people from lots of countries here. If you find the excelweekend.com, not now, but later, you can find the automatic translation for to your own language. So feel free to visit after the presentation. And then I think it was good to understand why we got Data Streamer to talk about, because it was something that nobody was talking before, at least in Brazil, of course. Nobody was talking before. And what is Data Streamer? Data Streamer is something that is part of Excel and allows us to connect devices to read data in real time. The most interesting thing that we can connect is sensor, some kind of sensor that I'm going to show, like this, for example. I have a funny picture. I don't know if I will be able to do this again, but in another presentation, I was doing this and it was looking like eyes, big eyes. This is the movement sensor. No, not movement. Actually, is the distance sensor. That is one of the things that we can connect. Well, this is an Arduino board. It's from the same model that I have here. Let me show you here. Can you see?
Yes,
On my
I'm not
camera?
sure if everyone can see the same, or
Yes.
you can stop sharing. Let us know.
No problem.
Someone can let us know if you can see
My
Cristiano's
camera.
video on a size that he is good enough to check the device. Anyone?
Yes. Yes, I see his image in the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Is
At the
it?
top, I see the Excel turtle.
Oh, okay. It's the same device. I can show you later during to my demonstration. But just to make sure, I can explain what it is. This is a general purpose device. This is the board that will send and receive data from any kind of other devices. So we have the Arduino with lots of different specifications. We have different models of Arduino, and we have also other systems, but I'm choosing Arduino because it's pretty easy to start to programming on this kind of board. There is, for example, Raspberry Pi, but it's more complex. Arduino, it's simple. Then we have the sensors that I'm going to show you on the other images. And let me go one slide ahead. I have a small demonstration from the Microsoft website. This is a kind of project that we can do using this kind of technology. This is not too long, it's just some seconds. Let me just mute here. This is from NASA, and they can read let me play here again. They can analyze the light of any kind of environment, and then they read into an Arduino board and send data to the Excel. And as you can see, the guys who are around Excel and the board are really young. So in the United States, they like to encourage people to handle technology, and Excel can help us with this kind of things. So the possibilities are really amazing. And this is another example directly from the Microsoft website. You can see the Arduino board at the side of the computer. You can see a white structure with lots of wires. That is just a helper base to connect the wires, not on the Arduino directly. So when you have so much interfaces, it's good to use that. And then the globe sending the data to the Excel using this structure. This is the Arduino at the left side of the screen. It's Arduino and devices. And the right side is only Data Streamer that I'm going to show you. We have other examples from the Microsoft. they tell the story of the preparation of the hands, which is not relevant to show all the video here. It's just to show that if you access the website later, you will be able to find lots of content, that, including the workbooks to download and work on it at home. But you have to buy some items to do all the exercise exactly in the same way of that. And we have also here another example. This is a kind of sensor that we can measure the wind and then send the speed data to the Excel. We have lots of examples. I'm sorry for the presentation. I got some demonstrations because I cannot change all the time the devices that I'm connected to. So, okay, let me go back here. So when we are working with the demonstrations, we have to make sure we don't connect too much devices because it will not be good for the tests. Let's go to the data streamer, showing how do you enable it inside your Excel. Can you see my screen? Can you see clearly?
Yes, we can
Yes.
see it. Thank you.
It will start again, and then from here, here is data streamer, but on the beginning we go to File, Options, Add-ins, but it's not a common add-in. You have to change the drop down to COM add-ins, and then you find the data streamer there. Okay, so go to Files, Options, Add-ins, COM add-ins, and then you will find and can enable. And I'm going to show the Excel right after this, okay? But let me show you some cases of the data streamer that I have been working with. This is one of the things that we can do. We have on the picture here, closer. This is also from the Excel weekend. The RFID, which I have here on my camera, if you can see my camera on the same time. This is a device that can read some keychains and cards, like when you go to a hotel and you have that card to open the door. It's the same thing that is able to do that. The different thing here is that when I use the sensor connected to the Arduino, I can send the data coming from the keychain is a signature. I can send to Excel and then do something cool. During the Excel weekend, we use this to give the prizes. We had some prizes, a giveaway, and then we use this to decide which one the person would be earning. Here, oh, it's in Portuguese, no problem. This is a demo of something that we can use with the Arduino board. Oh, let me mute here. I have Bill Jelen on this video, and I was showing him the movement, the distance sensor working on the real time, as you can see here. It is this sensor that I'm showing on my webcam right now. This is a napkin. We went to a restaurant, and I was talking with Bejelen. I have here my prototypes on my backpack. I'm preparing something for the Excel weekend. Would you like to see? And he said, yes, let's see. So it's a pleasure to watch this again because it was a very cool moment. I have other things on my YouTube channel that you can see. One of them is this improvement of the previous chart. This is also the same sensor, but I was presenting the Arduino and data streamer in a university here in Brazil, and then I decided to improve the chart because I wanted to do a very common. So this is an entirely customized chart using forms, not no forms, using shapes. Sorry for the Portuguese and English. Using shapes, we can achieve this effect, which is like a sensor from the car. When you are parking your car, you have that lights indicating that you are too close from the wall. So it's the same concept. And I have an example here that I would like to share this time on Excel, because I'm not a PowerPoint guy. I'm more Excel, of course. So I want to stop the sharing of the PowerPoint, and let me show you the Excel that I have here, so we can talk better about
Yeah, I can maybe
this.
take the moment.
Sure.
Christian just gave us a tip there on the chat. So if you see a big screen on your window on Teams, and then a smaller window at the bottom with the video going on, if you click on the small window, then it will switch. So if only Cristiano has his video going on, and he also has his presentation being shared. If we want to amplify whatever is going on the small the small video at the bottom, we can just click and it will replace the big window, and then click again and it will switch back. So whenever Cristiano is showing something more in detail that we want to take a closer look, just do that. Find his video at the bottom of Teams and try to click there to switch the picture. Okay. Thank you.
Just I cannot just do it by for myself. And talking about this, Celia, your webcam has changed now.
Yeah, I just
from
changed.
the
I just
standard.
closed it. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. I would like to see my video bigger, because I will make sure that you can see, but I can do here. So I was talking about this sensor. This is the RFID, and let me show you the Arduino board before I connect it. We have some wires here because I have the sensor, and the sensor that I'm going to show you, person who likes Xbox video games will find this very familiar. Can you
Maybe
see?
you can pull back a little bit. We can see that now it's a better
Yes.
focus. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yes.
It's like a small
Let me use
joystick, right?
a white. Yes. A little bit naked, but yes. Because we have the board here and not plastic stuff, but it's the same movement, and we can press as well. Let me show you all my screen this time, and okay, just checking, double checking if nothing private is opened. But let me show you here. Now you will be able to see all my screen. You can see my logo here. This is the Excel Turbo that you can see later. And then this is the Arduino IDE. It's the program. Let me use some zoom, because maybe some person is using a small screen to read. So this is the program that you have to have on your computer before you start all the fun stuff. So make sure you download Arduino IDE before to connect the device. We have to have a small script which is always related to the sensor that we are using in that moment. For example, let me run this. I'm loading this to my Arduino board. And before to use Excel, let me just monitor the outputs. This is a continuous loop. When we are developing a program inside VBA, we never want an infinite loop. it's interesting how we want to do this when developing the scripts for the Arduino, because we have to send all the data again and again and again. So there is a loop. And if you see now, the numbers are changing a little bit. The first number is changing, and now the second number have to change. And now both. And then the third number is changing because I'm pressing the button. So we have the vertical axis and the horizontal axis of the joystick. Let me close this. I cannot use the same port. And then let's open Excel. Can you see?
Yes.
Well, this is a 3D bubble chart. And the funny thing is this data streamer. I have it enabled. I can connect to a device, and let me click here and choose dispositivo means device, because some parts of my computer are in Portuguese, but it means device. Serial device from the USB port number 3. So when I click here, I have this spreadsheet. And when I start the data, I can see the same numbers flowing through my workbook. This is the data streamer. The format of the first column is not so good. So let me make sure I'm going to put a format here. Here, date, this one here. This is a timestamp. And then when I start to handle the joysticks, the numbers will be changing, but not on the orange part, only a little bit later, because we have the older data coming from the bottom, and then the new data is at the top, as you can see. So we have not only the latest data, but we have a time frame that we can use to make a chart. For example, let me pause here, the data streamer, stop. Then I'm going to make a chart, which is a very common one, line chart. Let me connect again. It disconnected only because I put my hand over the USB port. So we can see now the data flowing, and we have a real-time chart representing the same data. I can change just a little bit, and the other as well a little bit, and then move again and move again. And we can use this for a lot of scenarios. I have the bubble chart here, which is connected to the other spreadsheet because it was in Portuguese. So let me change the language because it will be easier to do that. No, it's not so hard. Not so hard.
I find Portuguese very easy. I don't know what the problem is.
I can rename here to data in, because now I have 2 spreadsheets for data streamer. This is a funny thing to talk about during the presentation. It sounds like a mistake, but when we create the data streamer connection for the first time, the data streamer will create 2 tabs. One is data in and the other is data out. And we have also the settings. But once you have the Excel in a second language, not English, the spreadsheets, the worksheets will be created in your language. So that's the reason to see the chart not connected to the data coming from the device. So let me play here again. And then I have this. Yes, I'll have to run this again. Let me just make sure I will change the language. It's easier because I made this example in Portuguese. Let me change. This is too fast. It's easier than change again. Okay.
How are you enjoying so far, guys? Everybody's quiet. I know we are paying attention. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments so that we can then ask Christian later.
Yes. I just had to stop to make sure I won't be showing anything private, but let me share again the screen. I have the same spreadsheet, the same workbook with my own language that it was the same when I created this funny spreadsheet. So let me start the play, the data streamer. Then I can do this.
So it's representing the movements that you are in reality and real time doing with your joystick. Nice.
Exactly. And when I press the button, I can see the bubble changing. We could do a game here, but it's good to say that the most important things that we can do using the kinds of sensors are things related to business. We can check, for example, if we have a booth with the temperature wrong, or an engine working with something strange about the temperature, noise, vibration, humidity. We can check lots of data coming, and you can see that the chart here is stopped, but when we see the data coming in, the data is still flowing. We can even connect data to output, which is another thing that is interesting, but is not the same example that I have here today. I would like to see the questions, because usually when I do the presentations, I like to go to the question before to end. So if you don't mind, I'd like to see if the guys have some question about this, about the sensors, and then we go ahead.
Yeah, I have a very quick question, Cristiano. This is Vivek here. This is actually fun project for kids also when they are in lockdown. So how do you get an idea about this project, and how do you buy the sensor? Is it costly?
Not so costly. We have some kits from the range of $30 to, or even less. The Arduino board alone is very cheap. I can use here the browser to show you something on Amazon maybe, and to Arduino Mega Kit, for example, it's the same that I bought. For example, with $40, we can buy lots of content here, and with this one, I think I'm almost sure that this is the same kit that I got. Yes, it's the same. You have the Arduino board itself. You have lots of LEDs, LEDs. Let me use the zoom it here. Oh, much better now. You have a noise sensor. This one is very fun. You can put on a mug to detect if the water is full or not. I have this here. It's interesting. It depends, of course, of the project that we are going to use, because if you see the Microsoft website, most of the projects involve very young people. But the same thing that we can see there at the Microsoft website they have Microsoft Data Streamer videos. Here, they have lots of projects involving kids, but we can adapt the reality to companies, enterprise. This was the question that Carlos Otero from Microsoft made to me. He asked me, "Hey Cristiano, did you get to come up with some idea to work on an example that is more corporate?" And then we started to talk. And then you have lots of things here, and I don't consider expensive for the things that you have. If you are able to avoid the shipping, of course, because this one, the shipping is too high. But even in Brazil, we can have local suppliers that it worth a lot to buy here in Brazil and not from the United States. My kit I bought in the United States because I was there, but we can find here in Brazil as well, and I'm sure in other countries as well. It's very available. Arduino is highly available. That this is the kind of thing that you can find here, and not only Arduino Mega. That there are another kinds of boards. Some of them have the ability to connect to the 4G. I want to buy one of them. So we can send data not only to Excel, but also to some server, and then make another kinds of fun.
Okay, we have one more question. From Christian you said that the data is recorded in Excel as a history. Can you transform it with the Power Query? Afterward, you get the additional insight. So if you can look at the Christian question.
Let me see. Yes, because we have this. Excellent question. That's the reason that I like to stop to talk and listen to the people. We have this here. Let me connect again. Let's start again. So I'm playing with the joystick right now. Okay, but we have this here that deserves a zoom. We can record. Okay. It's in Portuguese, but not hard for Christian, which speak Romanian. It's record. You can find the same button in English as well, everybody. And we can record, and then after some moments, let me change a little bit. Press. Okay, stop. I can save this for save this as an CSV file. Can you see? We can play later with another tools and another things that we can do. Instead of using the data streamer, if your need is to consume offline data, you can prepare a script here. Let me show you this here. You can prepare the Arduino board to export the data, and then you consume later using the Power Query. But I cannot see both things happening on the same time. I suppose they are different needs. Both are important, but I cannot see myself playing with the data streamer together Power Query at the same time, because one is real time and the other is offline for an amount of data that is already stored inside a file.
Well, that's
But
a question. This
excellent.
is Dick here. I have a question. This is Dick. How many, say you have a bunch of PLCs hooked up to this in a plant. What is the limit? Is this like a starter kit, therefore it has a limit on the number of PLCs that can be feeding it data? That's my first question. Or can I have 100 or 200 or 1,000 coming in?
You can have this is amazing because we have a limit. If you have
too much sensors inside the same Arduino board, you can have a problem with the current, the voltage, because the board uses 5 volts or 3.3. They have a 3.3 as well. And if you put too many things inside the same board, the current will be not enough to supply the energy to all the sensors. So
So
this
it won't
is
blow up,
important.
it'll just fail. But the question
Yes.
is then, there has to be a limit then, or do you have a pro version and an industrial version and blah, blah, blah? Do you have a starter version that you're looking at? And then say you have a plant with 1,000 PLCs, right? And this will lead to my second question, which you sort of answered. Is that in a plant, for example, you would have live charting, say in an operations room, to see what's going on in real time, which is the example you were showing. But you would also want to store this data into, say, a SQL Server or an Oracle server. And that's where you would do both at the same time, right? Now you could have two separate feeds. You could Y off your PLCs and have it go to 2 devices, one for real time and one for storage. But can your product do both, right? And that's the other question. So what is the limit in terms of the number of PLCs feeding into it? And can it split? And can it go directly? You're doing it to a CSV. Can it push it right into a SQL Server? Does it provide the software for that? Or I suppose you could write the software for that. There, is that enough question?
Can
Thank
write
you, Dick.
you thank you, Dick. You can write your script to store in a folder, and then that folder can be connected to a SharePoint or something else, and then you pull the data to the SQL service.
But it
The
writes it
main
as a
thing,
text file, you're saying. It writes it out as a text file, and then you can have SQL sucking it in.
it's easier because it's a very simple structure. You have rows and columns, but if you can't prepare, if you need to prepare, for example, a JSON file, you can do that. You just need to know something about the C language, it's the language that Arduino uses. So here I have the print. Let me show. Print position, print position, a comma, another position, which is the vertical. So we have the X, the vertical, and then the button. So they will be outputting in a very simple structure, which is something like this and 0, for example. It depends of the
and
data.
another row, then another row, and another row.
Yes, another, which can be the same value or different, but
Plus, you could you could capture the device identifier and the millisecond that this was for, and away you go, right? You'd have everything.
oh yes, yes, we have a delay here. We can put more delay or less delay. It depends of the speed that we need to capture something. For example, if you need to capture data from temperature and humidity, maybe you don't need 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Maybe 10 seconds is enough, or minutes by minutes, because in the end of the day, you will have too much data. And you don't have a strong variation between one moment and the other.
I've worked on one where the PLC could provide the date and time, the max, the min, and the average for the time period. And you could say, okay, I want it for every 2 minutes or every 20 seconds. Oh yeah, okay, but you can handle all of that, and that's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you're welcome. And this leaves us to other question that I'm going to make for myself and everyone. How is the refresh limit of the data streamer? This is good because here we have the limit, and we have the limit from 10 milliseconds to 1 second. So the highest speed, let me write here because it was in Portuguese, 10 milliseconds. it's too fast for a spreadsheet software. This is the faster speed that we can capture data in real time inside the data streamer. It's very interesting. Okay.
One
questions?
quick question. So device has to be physically connected to computer. Is there any way via Bluetooth or anything can be done?
On this case, I'm using a relatively simple Arduino, which is always local. You can do this reading inside Excel using some fake COM device. Let me show you here the concept. The Excel by itself is prepared to connect to a device which on your USB port, okay, or a serial port if you have a computer with this older port. But basically, you will have Excel always reading from a physical device, but you can have this. You can have some virtual COM port, a software which sends data to your COM port. Actually, if I use the prompt, the Windows prompt, for example, let me show you this right now. Oh, but I don't have the software here, so I cannot throw the data here. You have to have the virtual COM here, virtual COM software. Category software. This is the type of the software, but the brain, you have lots of options, and most of them are paid. So you will have a fake device here, and then the fake device, it depends of the software that you are installing, of course, but you have some software like this on this category that is able to read data from the internet, from an IP. You tell the IP, the port, the TCP address. So the data comes through the software, and the Excel thinks that it's a physical device, but it's not. Very, very good question. Very good question.
Thank you.
Another question?
I think we're good. You can continue if you have extra stuff
yes.
for us.
Actually, we are almost at the end. Just extending this explanation, Power BI has the ability to get data from the IoT hub, but not physical devices. So maybe you want to use Power BI as well. It depends of the size of your project. Excel is better, much better for local devices and small projects. But you can also use Power BI and all the data being sent to the Azure, and then you have the IoT hub reading from lots of devices split in lots of places maybe. And then let me share the final slides here from this side. We are here. So we are in the end, and then let me
we still
talk
have some
about
time. That's fine. We already took some time for questions in the middle, so we still have maybe 15 minutes more if you want. That's fine.
Let me talk about some business possibilities. This is the award that Ligia and me got from the university where Ligia studies. We got the second place because of a project related to real-time data. So this is the kind of recognition for Ligia and me that can show us that this kind of connection has potential for business, because this contest is promoted by the Entrepreneurship Lab. So one of the things that they evaluate is the potential of generating business with the ideas that we are showing them. So the project that we sent, that we submit, was related to data in real time. And this is another funny thing. This is from the Excel weekend. We can also connect devices to control them. I have here the gauntlet, the glove, but it's offline. I have the video in my YouTube channel. You can check later. Most of the things that we are going to do with Data Streamer is to read data coming from outside to the workbook. But we can also use the Excel. Let me show you here. We have the output. So we have the input, which is created automatically when using for the first time in the file. And then we have the output. And by using the output, we can control the devices, which is another fun thing that I would like to send you the link for the video, and then you can check. Basically, what I'm doing here on the video, the another video that I'm going to send the link, I made a modification on the gauntlet. I'm not using the original LEDs anymore, and then I have this here. I don't know if you can see. I'm showing on my webcam. I can connect this to the Arduino and then control the lights. Of course, this is just for fun, but once we know how to control a light from a simple LED, we could control a gate or an engine or another thing more important than this example. This is another kind of thing that we can do with the data streamer. And that's it. I'm open to all kinds of questions. We have some minutes more, but I don't like to put too much information because I like to open space for everyone to make the questions.
I think it would be interesting to hear something about the business cases, business possibilities for this technology. Have you worked on any real case, or do you have do you know anyone who has worked with a data streamer business application?
I was starting to connect with companies. I have some conversations going on, and then because of the pandemic, I had to stop because all the kinds of projects that we must do. So I just stopped my screen sharing. The projects that are related to the data streamer are essentially local projects. We have to be there. We have to evaluate the spaces, the needs. We have to buy physical devices. So because of the pandemic, I had to stop. But I have been talking with companies that want to do this for different markets. For example, one of them is a farm, and they want to measure some things on the farm. And another company which in contact with Ligia is related to a microwave, and they have an industrial microwave, and they have lots of measures. We can use Excel or the software, but we have a good conversation about it.
Nice. Anyone else? Any questions?
While they send the questions, Celia, this is a good question that you made about real projects. One thing that I consider a good thermometer to feel, something to have the feeling about the potential, it's the reaction of two institutions when they had the Arduino Day. Let me write down. Arduino Day. It's a global event of the Arduino, and it happens on the same day in several cities around the world. And here in Rio de Janeiro, I was in contact with two institutions to show this kind of interaction with Excel and Arduino. And they loved so much the idea that they invite me to speech and also to build a stand of demonstration with the laptop connected to Excel. But it was planned to March, and we had the lockdown.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'm sure
Too
it
bad.
will come.
Yeah.
We just need to be
But
patient.
yeah, but even in the Excel weekend, right on the beginning, by the amount and types of the questions that they have done there, we discovered that we should be keeping up and working more on this research to try to sell some solutions. So that's what we made, Ligia and me, after the Excel weekend. We started to use the other sensors because the kits, it comes with lots of different kinds of sensors. So we started to do some exercise, some prototypes, and I was looking the message that Osdo Solé sent to Facebook. I will have in another opportunity a mod for one of the heads. But again, this is just for fun. But we have real things to do in business. It's just to try to fit the needs with the kind of devices that we have. There are so much different kinds of devices.
Yeah, and I think when you have experience in a certain field, in a certain business area, industry, or whatever, then it's easier for a person on that field to see the possibilities. I remember when you were presenting on the Excel weekends, I noticed some people seated close to me. Some of them were engineers in different areas, and they were almost jumping out of their chairs because I can see another application. I see another application.
Yes.
And I was not seeing anything. I was like, okay. But they were very, very excited because they have felt other types of challenges on their daily lives and professional lives. So they could see the light.
And some of them sent messages to us after the event. And even in the other university that I got, there I got the chance to present before the lockdown. I went to a university to show this kind of prototypes, this research, and somebody asked it to talk with me in private later, and we have some good possibilities. Yes.
Vivek, how are the questions? Is there anything else new?
No,
I
I
can see
think
something.
you covered most of it. There was one question also, the telemetry on the vehicle for analysis of performance of a different part in testing. So real case, use case, basically.
Yes. We can use the data streamer to check prototypes, because with the data streamer you can show the data to all the kinds of people, not technical people, looking through the Arduino IDE. You can make a good output to show the results, and then you later, maybe you don't use forever the Excel spreadsheet, but we can use for the prototype phase. I'm looking here a question from Path. Is there any way we can connect data from mobile phone with data streamer? This is interesting, very interesting, because we can use a shared spreadsheet with a local spreadsheet, and then When we do that, we can control the things by using the cell phone. This is one of the cases. And we can use also the fake device as well. We can. It's not in the exact way. It's not identical, but we can.
And Oakley is commenting something about telemetry on vehicles for analysis of performance of different parts in testing. So that would be another
yes.
application example.
Yes. Yes. Faraz is asking me the link. I'm going to write down here on the chat the link for the demonstration that I have also Bugelen at my side.
After the session, we always send, after the video recording is available, I always send an email to attendees with the link for the video and any other information. So any links that you would like to share with the attendees, Cristiano, you can send them to me and I will forward them that information.
Okay. And I will have more in my channel that you can follow. It's Excel Turbo. You can find me on LinkedIn. I have some examples already done, and I'm working on more examples. One of them will be because of the Oz de Soler message that I read today, and I'm keeping up with the research, so you can find more if you find me on LinkedIn or YouTube.
Yeah, so Cristiano is always running lives on LinkedIn and YouTube, and he's talking to different kinds of professionals, different subjects, always somehow related to Excel. I strongly advise you to follow Cristiano and see what is he doing. Always interesting stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Or
there was one observation, one comment by Oakley. It was about the RFID. Do you want to, like, it's interesting use case. Do you want to unmute quickly and tell about your project?
Real cases. Let me show you here this.
So whoever who was commenting about the RFID project, if you want to share with us, you can unmute your microphone and tell us about that.
Hi, Celia. It was me, Oakley.
Hi, Oakley. How are you?
Hi, good. It was actually something I saw many years ago, and it was in a merchant bank, and they had a need to know where everybody was at any point in time, so that if something happened in a room, they knew who had been in that room at that point in time. So they had a historical record of everybody who went into the room at any point in time. So what they did was they had RFID tags to swipe as you went through the door, and then it just kept an ongoing track and a record of exactly who'd been where.
Nice.
And this was a long time ago. This was actually nothing to do with, it wasn't using Excel. It was just another system that was outputting it to CSV files. But this was in 1988. So that's a long time ago.
Oakley, this is Dick here. If you have cards to get into the door and get out, a security system, the vendor is already providing that and is storing that information so you can know, for example, if there's a fire, who's in the building, who's not. But this could probably tap into that and do exactly what Cristiano's talking about, right? That the plumbing is probably already there, and it can either come out of their data store, or you could maybe connect directly into where it meets the machine to provide your own real-time analysis. Because like Oakley says, I've been involved in this kind of stuff since the 80s, right? This is not a new concept, but your technology is the newest of the new and the smallest and the cheapest and the coolest, right? And so it can always be made better. And it looks like you might have done that. So anyway, that's my point. I'm gone.
Yeah, and another thing is we are looking at this technology connected with Excel today, but of course Excel doesn't have to handle everything every time. There's I'm sure there are already a lot of tools to handle the sensors and to store information and provide information. Excel is just another tool that since we already have it, we might as well just use it to consume the data and find other insights that, again, like always, Excel might be able to do something that other softwares or devices are not providing. Let's say, I can imagine on a situation, someone on a building using some kind of sensors, and they have already a software or a program to give them some insights, but maybe they need something else that didn't come with that program, and maybe Excel can be a help to find a solution, like we always do with Excel, right? It's always about
Yes.
finding extra solutions and being more flexible to find answers to the challenges. I don't know if do you have any thoughts on that, Cristiano?
This is the kind of comments that make the conversation even richer because, in fact, we don't need Excel all the time to work with Arduino or whatever the kind of sensor that we have in the hands. We don't really need Excel, but we can use Excel to help us. The main scenario that I can see is the prototyping. When we are developing something, we have the need to see the data and to make some measures and also to present to the stakeholders, the people who are paying for the project. I am a programmer, I am a developer. I can do all kinds of things with not all kinds of things. This is too much, but I can do lots of things with the language inside the Arduino kit. And I have been using as well Python, for example. I can use Python or C++ to do something. But when I want to create some nice presentation, like that custom chart showing the distance, I will prefer to show this using Excel because it will be very hard to create a graphic interface using the language available inside Arduino. It is much easier to open Excel, create a chart, and do something very nice, beautiful, that I can put on a large TV, flat TV inside an office and show them, hey, this is what is going on with this device. I can show them, they will see charts, they will see formulas calculating some measures of the real-time data, and then we can go ahead with the project. And then maybe in the future we can remove the Excel part to do all inside the box, like the doors that our colleague was telling about. So Excel is a helper in the middle of the phase of developing a product. Is the main kind of thing that I can visualize today.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any, Christian, is there any limitation on Excel version which supports for this devices, like a data streamer?
You need to know what is the oldest version supporting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
So
have
if I
this
have
here.
2010, 2007, the add-in will work?
I have to check the versions because I have been so focused on the 365 that I am not using a lot the older, but I will look here on the website and tell you. Actually, if you check the website, the Microsoft website, there is a data streamer that you can download. So if you don't have let me share my screen because it's
Sure.
even better. This was an
That's,
add-in.
yeah, that's okay. Like, I thought that it came just that this question should be relevant, but that's okay.
This is excellent. Here is the page. of Microsoft Data Streamer. Here we can see that Data Streamer is now part of Office 365. We have the system requirements here. So the version is
There it is.
2016. 2016.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. And Windows 10 and Excel 2016 or 2019. Okay. Any other question? I really like this conversation, very advanced and people interested. It's the way I like it. Thank you.
Thank you, Cristiano.
But you're not always going to have this group happy when you say Excel should be used for prototyping. Most of us want Excel to be used for real, but it also is really good for prototyping. It's sometimes easier to sell it to management as a prototyper, and then if it works so good, you just keep it, right? Because I can see, you know what I mean? I've worked that game. I've done that game for a while. So, oh, well, why should we fix it? It works. Okay.
Yes, not only with Data Streamer, but any kind of spreadsheet. We start to make a scratch. It borns as a scratch, brainstorming, and then they love so much that they don't want to leave away the spreadsheet anymore. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
I once did one like that where they asked me to prototype, and what I did was so much better than the they were going to do on the web, but they'd already they contracted $250,000 to pay the other guy to do a thing. They paid me like 3,000 pounds or something, and so they had to do it because it's like getting married because you already paid the photographer. So
Okay. Thank you so much. I think we are getting to the end of our time. We have people from all over the world. Some of them, for some of them, it's getting late. Thank you so much for staying up with us. For others, it is quite early in the morning. So this is such an interesting time that we are able to get people connected from all kinds of time zones. It's very interesting. I just want to let you know about the next events, and then Cristiano, please feel free to let us know anything else, any other information where people can find you, or any other, or just say goodbye, however you feel like it, and then we can close. So next two sessions, May 22nd, Oakley Turvey, he was here, he is here with us. I believe he's here. He will be talking about the different types of files, save as. So when we are going to save as, the different Excel file types that we can use, and how to also connect with the World Wide Web, so Excel and the internet. I think they are not necessarily the same topics, so it's kind of two topics in one session, but I'm very curious about both of them. So I'm looking forward to the next week session. And the week after that, on May 27th, we will have Karen Abessia, Brazil again, in the house. Karen is specialized in dashboards, and her fans call her the queen of dashboards there in Brazil, and she will be presenting to us that week. So stay tuned. I will be publishing the next sessions on Meetup, and just pay attention to your app to see the links and register, and be with us if you can. We really enjoy having you here. Thank you so much, Cristiano. Thank you so much for your time. I think it was a very interesting session. Let us know how we can find you again, and just say goodbye.
Thank you all for the invitation, for this very pleasant conversation. The questions are really good, and I hope to see you again on the Excel Turbo channel with my project and in other events, virtual and also local events around the globe. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cristiano. Okay, I'm going to stop recording, and whoever wants to stay around for 2 or 3 more minutes. Oh, my machine is so slow, I couldn't stop recording it yet. Let's see.